Welcome to Mr. Giant Reacts a Ting and Ting and Ting. I'm Mr. Giant, and today we're going to look at this. This is what Canadians think, really think about America. So this is going to be interesting as an immigrant. I want to see what they say, the thing, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead on YouTube and sip and see what go on with this.
Yeah, the Americans are arrogant. They think that their doesn't smell. They think that they walk above God, above everybody else.
My man wasn't pulling any punches, boy. Woo!
Hey, BG Squad, welcome to another episode of the BG Show. And for our American viewers, happy 4th of July. In fact, America's right over there. We're in Niagara Falls today, and we'll tell you why. But first, we need you to do the homework, meaning subscribing to this channel right now, tapping that notification bell, and don't forget to follow us on all of the social media. So, which is better, Canada or America? I know, I'm not trying to start a war here, but we all know that Canadians like to say we're more polite than Americans. You know, we're a little bit nicer. But what do Canadians actually think about their neighbors to the south? It's time to find out. It's time for your voice. For the people, by the people.
Pretty. Bucket list.
Which country do you guys think is better, Canada or America? And don't be biased. I understand we're all Canadian.
I think Canada has a lot of things going for them. Free healthcare is big. Like, realistically, healthcare in America is very unaffordable.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will avoid getting, going to the doctor, getting tested for things because you're spending so much money. Like, here, like, you have a lot of preventative measures.
Okay,
You
but
can
aside
catch
from
it
the
earlier.
healthcare, where would you prefer to travel, Canada or America?
Travel?
Yeah.
Oh, America.
US has
Have you
Yeah,
ever
it's a
seen
lot.
a man from Atlanta?
no.
Oh! Are you trying to say American guys are better looking than Canadian guys?
Most of them.
Wow.
There's some good looking people here, though.
She like them bad boys. That's what she's thinking right there. Bad boys.
Which country's better, America or Canada?
Canada.
Canada. What kind of question is that?
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, no, both countries. Both countries are good.
Well, Canada, of course.
We are. We're always better.
I'm half American, so.
Oh.
I'm
But I'd still say
I'm all
Canadian.
Okay.
Canada for sure.
Canada for sure.
Canada,
Alright,
hold up the clap of the
alright,
hand.
sure.
It's a loaded question.
Why is it loaded?
Because you're going to offend somebody.
Yes, we.
No, he's right. It is a loaded question because you have to take into consideration socioeconomic status. You have to take into consideration ethnicity. You have to take into consideration gender, and you have to take into consideration so many different things. And each person is going to have a different idea of which is better for the reason that's going to affect them the most. So I guess it's just one a general question here that he's asking. But you know, like, if you go, like, let's say if you go to somebody who's struggling and you show them what's happening in Canada and they like what's in Canada, they're probably going to say Canada is better, because I know a lot of people who live here still. I know a lot of people who say, I want to leave here. They want to go to like Costa Rica or something, you know. So it's kind of it depends on where the person is in their life and what they think would make them better. Let's get back to
First, I would have said, well, in what respect? But overall, I would say absolutely Canada.
Absolutely Canada.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me enough to live in the United States.
Why is that? Not
See
even,
what I mean?
not even $1 million?
Well, it's a bit better now that Joe Biden's president, but when Trump, absolutely not. I didn't even want to set foot in the country.
I'll have to go with Canada.
Canada.
You started on that one though.
I know.
Why is that?
I used to live over there.
Oh yeah. Where?
Just right across, like right there.
Oh, on the other side of the phone?
I actually like America more.
Why?
Just because of Shake Shack.
How many states
I
are
don't
there?
understand what he said.
18 to like 60.
18?
Yeah. Is that right? Oh, 30? Like 60.
51.
Okay.
52.
Two.
I think it's 52 states in America.
I don't know, it's around
50
60 something.
It's either 51 or 52.
It's 52.
Yeah?
50.
You want the answer?
Yeah.
50.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, where's the Statue of Liberty located?
New York.
Oh, in New York.
New York. Liberty, New York.
Okay.
New York City.
Okay.
Canada is a great country. We actually have rights.
Yeah.
We have freedoms. We have equality. We have, we still have a lot ways to go. We didn't have a country that was based on hypocrisy like the United States. There's nothing that's fundamentally better about being an American other than the fact that they developed a very strong military and they were able to flex that military around the world.
You think Canadians are more friendly than Americans?
As a rule, we are generally more polite, more kind.
Yeah.
But that is not everyone. There is a
Okay.
ton of amazing, lovely people from the States.
We do like American football better.
Oh, you don't even prefer the NFL over the CFL?
We do prefer NFL over CFL, yes.
Oh, you can get some people
That's
angry with
dangerous,
that.
I know, exactly. It's dangerous here in Canada.
I agree with what she said. There's a lot of good people here. And staying in one country and sort of giving a whole blanket explanation for a group of people, that could lead to some really unfortunate ideas of who they are. Because, coming from where I come from, after the invasion happened, you hear, oh, the Americans this, the Americans that, and then you come here. Luckily, my mom taught me to take people by the individuals. So when I come here, I was able to sniff out the good people. Now, when I came here, I went to college first, and I played college basketball, and that's just a whole jacked up culture. I'm not going to pull punches on that. It was not the coolest culture to be introduced into American culture per se. You know what I mean? Because it's a whole lot of egos and stuff there. You know what I mean? They're not like being around basketball players or athletes. It's not like being around normal people. I hate to say normal people, but you know what I mean? Normal people who just everyday thing. Because a lot of athletes here are given everything that they have as they go along, or just given enough, but they think is a lot. So that's why I don't judge. What they say, what's that saying? First impressions last with you. My first impression of here didn't really last with me, because if it did, my impression of this place would be jaded. So I broke away from the main thing that was around me and start dealing with people as individuals, and then I started to meet good people, because out of all that chaos when I first came here, that's when I met my ex-wife. Good people there, so you know what I mean. So it's a matter of how you're introduced to the person, and if you were introduced to the people, because even they thought that I came from this post-starving country, and it's a blanket idea of who we are and what we do down there. So
It's lovely here. There's no hustle and bustle like over there.
The only thing I like about the States better is there's the southern parts of the States, they don't have snow, man. There's no snow. I lived in Canada all my life. I hate the snow.
Yeah.
Hate the snow.
The alcohol's cheaper.
Here?
No, in the States.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was about to say, you moved here for the alcohol.
You know what? 30 years ago, I would say Canada was definitely a better place than the U.S. But today, I think Canada's things are wearing thin. We've got everything we need to be the best place in the world to live, the best. But we got a lot of work to do to clean things up around here. So
We have better health care than they do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's free,
Right.
right? They're trying to make the changes now in order for people to have that
Yeah.
sort of benefits that we do. Even childcare that we have here. It helped me a lot as
Right.
a single parent raising my kids.
Right.
I think now they're doing it over there in the States. So it's good. At least they're making changes. That's a good thing.
What is the name of the American national anthem?
Star Spangled something? Star Spangled, I don't know, something like that.
Spangle,
Spanish.
I don't know. Our Father? No.
Not the Our Father.
Star Spangled Banner.
Okay.
Jimi Hendrix did the best version of all time.
Better than Jennifer Hudson?
Oh,
Better
come
than
on,
Beyonce?
Come on.
Better than Marvin Gaye?
Oh, Marvin Gaye is very close, man.
Yeah?
But Jimmy's still the greatest.
No. Oh, say, can you see
We watch hockey.
by the dawn's early light? Oh, proudly we stand.
What month do Americans vote for their president?
I want to say October, November. November.
November?
Yeah, okay.
That's November, right?
Yeah.
it's November.
And who was America's first president?
Jimmy Carter?
No. Bush?
I don't know.
Oh my God, yeah, not Lincoln. It's shoot, I forgot what that guy's name is. Is it Abraham Lincoln?
Lincoln?
That was Washington.
For George Washington.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
You know,
So what's your honest thoughts or opinions of America when you think of America?
My honest thoughts. I won't want to live there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I prefer here.
Yeah.
Overall.
Do you
just
think they're a
a
mess
little
over
bit
there?
different. Of course they're a mess. It's an understatement.
Yeah.
They're a mess. I mean, I'm not saying Canada doesn't have its own mess, but we deal with it differently, right?
People
We
would say
listen
You think we
to the
listen?
people more,
Yeah.
a little bit more than Americans. You find more people more open to any ethnic group because Canada is a very multicultural country, more so than they are. We accept more. Canada was more or less built on immigration,
Yeah.
so society. So I think we put a lot more effort into it,
Yeah.
and we try to be a little bit more open.
I feel a lot safer here in Canada.
Oh.
Like as a black woman,
Yeah.
you're walking in the streets. We're from Montreal, so there's not a lot of catcalling. I don't feel unsafe in the streets if I'm just walking down the streets. I feel like if I were in the States, I'd probably feel a little bit more self-conscious about what I'm wearing, where I'm going, like not really know my surroundings, who the people are trying to talk to me, or they're trying to chat me up, or they're trying to harass me in some way. But I know it's not all Americans like that, but for me personally, I don't want to take the risk. I just feel safer here.
You know, I'm gonna chime in on that. That's just what that little sister just said. Listen, she ain't lying. Down here we call them the thirsty guys, and they are relentless. Relentless. I mean, where I work, if a girl goes by, I've had to call dudes out. Yo, man, what are you doing? Why you staring at the girls' bums and everything? I mean, it's bad. Maybe some parts of Canada they do that. I don't know, but I'm telling you, I don't remember doing that when I was on the island, and there were women in bikinis running around. And I was a teenager, all hormonal, hormones raging and stuff, But I didn't like. My brother that lives back there right now, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? The guys I hung out with, we didn't. And they always like to talk about, oh yeah, she did this and she did that and she did that, and they call it locker room talk. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that kind of stuff, But she's right. You cannot walk the street, and even if you're standing there talking to a dude. If a woman is standing there talking to a guy, another guy is going to come up and try to break the conversation and get all the attention to him. It happens to me all the time, 9 times out of 10. Even when I was married here, it was happening. They don't care. Now, let me tell you, in New York, I was in New York, and me and my ex-wife was walking on the street, and this guy says, oh, you're beautiful. And she said, that's my husband. He said, oh, man, I'm sorry, man. We know it's all good. You got a nice little, back then they were saying tenderoni. You got a nice little tenderoni there. Boom, end of it. Move here to this little town. That's my husband. And there's some serious thirsty dudes here. And creepy dudes too, man. It's just nuts here. So I understand where she's coming from, and it doesn't matter what you wear. You could wear like a numb outfit, and they're gonna like, oh, I wonder. Yeah. Like I said, I'm telling you from the small area that I'm in, what I'm seeing. And that also affects the women to a certain degree, because then they have all these guys chasing them. They can't tell whether one is sincere or one, they just can't tell. So then they always end up with these not so good dudes, because the good dudes and the bad boys are telling her the same thing. but the bad boys have that extra oomph, I think, you know. Now that's a whole nother story there. But the kid is right. Yeah, if she walked down the street, they might not catcall, but they gonna be all, and you could feel them staring at you. I could tell those women feel them staring at them. Let's get back to this.
I don't know. I think they're trying very hard to, and I'm just thinking about it more from a social standpoint. And I'm talking about, you know, whether it's race, whether it's gender issues, whether it's socioeconomic. I think they're trying very hard, but still, in some regards, it feels like it's back. They're still in the 60s. And you know, and Canada's not much better, I have to say, with all the Indigenous issues that have been emerging lately. And when you think about what we did to the Japanese and Italians in the Second World War, so we have our own problems, but.
Who do you think handles it better, though? Because both countries have kind of been going through a racial reckoning in a way. Like, do you think America handles it better, or do you think Canada handles it better?
I don't think neither handles it well, to be honest.
Ours are deep.
Yeah.
I think yours. Well, that's America. Like, it's go big or go home, right?
Yeah.
So all the great stuff is really great, and all the bad stuff is kind of really bad. So you know, we're in the middle. We kind of float along in the middle.
There isn't as much of a social safety net as there is in Canada, right? I mean, it seems like there's really, really rich people and really, really poor people, and the middle class. And then again, in both countries, the middle class has all been disappearing, but there are more social safety nets in Canada. So anyway.
Would you ever want to see more Americans move here, since we're the better country?
I know it depends on how Americanized Canada becomes.
No, we like being different, to be honest. We like being different, so.
We're not the 51st state. We don't want to be the 51st state.
No, we're our own country.
Yeah.
I think it's
And that's so true, you know. Wherever Americans move to, they seem to want to Americanize there, you know. They would move to other countries and put their flags up, you know, outside their house and stuff like that. And that's true. They try to Americanize everything, you know. Instead of like I don't want to Grenadianize America. If I wanted to be in Grenada, I'd stay in Grenada. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and I'll give you an example. Now, I could have stayed in New York, in Brooklyn, and live among Caribbean people. But if I want to do that, I might as well go back home and live among Caribbean people and travel from island to island. I like being around different people. You learn more when you're around different people. Even though it's not very diverse here, it's still a totally different culture. And even though I'm ready to go back to the beach, which is the beach I'm ready to go back to. not what's the people and the culture, the beach is what I want to go back to. I mean, the people and stuff is cool too, but, you know, diversity is cool, man. You know, I would rather live in a, and I think it will be, when I move back home, I'll be living in an area where there's different nationalities are living, because I live in a place called Grand Anse. We have the medical school there, and we have students from all over the world there. And you know what I mean? So I could interact with different people in the area where I plan to live, whereas where I used to live before. So, you know, and I plan to travel too, so, you know, I'll get my taste of different cultures anyway. Let's get back to this here.
There's a lot of really great places to go visit, and some very annoying Canadians that are around here too. So.
I think the U.S. is awesome. I think it's great. I think they've certainly handled the COVID situation much better. I think that Canada right now is way behind where the U.S. is, which is disappointing to see.
Why is that? Are you talking about like vaccination, or you think just in terms of the rollout?
U.S. is pretty much wide open now, right? You know, for the most part, and it's fantastic. They've got the vaccination rolled out. They're allowing people to choose, and that's the right way to go.
Politically, I'm not impressed with America.
Why's that?
Some of the things that happen there and the way they run their business. Of course, I can also say I'm really not impressed with Canada right now either.
It's okay. Whoops. No, whoops.
Justin, are you hearing this?
Let him know. What do you have to say to him?
Oh, no.
Pretty boy.
Nice here.
She went there. She went there.
America's just different, man. Culture, everything.
What makes it different in your opinion?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
it's all from politics, attitude, and presence of mind, actually. Here, like, look at the pandemic. We all care about each other, and we all worry about each other. There, they don't even want to listen to a mask mandate. So
what message would you have for Americans
Just help your fellow American out a little bit more. Be Canadian.
If both the president and vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president?
The
Speaker of the
Vice President and
House.
The president can? I don't even know.
Yes.
They're doing new vote. Oh no, is it the person who's in charge of the army? I don't know.
I think it's a Secretary of State.
No, it's the Speaker of the House.
Oh, the Speaker of the House, yes.
What did Martin Luther King do? A, fought for women's suffrage. B, fought for civil rights. C, became a U.S. Senator. D, ran for President of the United States.
Civil rights.
Okay, look at you. Name one war that was fought by United States in 1900s.
The Civil War?
No. World War One.
No.
World War Two. Korean War. Vietnam War.
There's a lot
Gulf
there.
War. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
You know, they say America is the land of opportunity, though.
For who? Rich white men?
You know, I never
No,
lived
I
in
mean,
America,
like-
but it seems like, yeah, it's like
Like
either
dreams
you're
really do
rich
can come
or you're
true
poor.
in America, you know?
You don't feel like we have the opportunity here?
I think there is an opportunity to have your dreams come true in Canada, but the scale of which you can make those dreams come to fruition in America, Canada
Hard
can
to
never
scale.
compete.
Yeah.
You know, like, you make it big in America, you're big worldwide.
Yeah, because they have more of an international lens, for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're just an international presence,
Canadians
you
go
know?
to America to get big.
Yeah.
Canadians go to America to get big,
Look at,
exactly.
even look at like actors, actresses, singers, they all move to LA.
Exactly.
Accessibility. Jay
why
Tree
is that?
literally said
You know, I have something to say about that because, you know, a lot of musicians and stuff had to go overseas to Europe to get big before they were big here. A lot of them. Jimi Hendrix wasn't really big here until he went to England, and that's where he really exploded. I know a few singers. There's a singer from a group called Shalimar. When she went solo, she was big in England and Europe first before she came back here. And if you want to go further back, and I'm talking about black people, Josephine Baker, I think was her name. She was big in Paris, not here. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I said, you got to break it down into different sections in order to actually. You got to do a sociological study, in a sense, to actually figure out which is better. Because for some people, like for instance, an immigrant coming here from, let's say, you know, the barrios and stuff like that in Brazil or something, this is going to be better for them. And depending on where they move to, it's going to be safer for them too. Now, when you talk to somebody who come from like a bigger country, they might still think home is better because, you know, here they might have a little edge in economics or education and stuff, but still home isn't that bad. So, you know, for me, beach. I live in the foothills of a river here, you know, and they call it the mountains too sometimes. And I'm ready for some sunshine. I'm ready for some cool drinks. Non-alcoholic, of course, you know, and I'm ready to just relax on the beach, watch the sunset, watch the sunrise. I'm ready to walk into the rainforest when there's a storm like I used to. I'm just ready for that. Let's get back to this.
this the other day.
They said that the other day. Well, now we know what Canadians think of Americans, and to our American cousins, now you know what we actually think of you. But listen, if you're watching this and you have any other thoughts you want to share, drop them in the comments section right now. And by the way, if you have any...
Yeah, if you have any thoughts on this, what I just reacted to, drop them into the comment section. Any thoughts on what I said, drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. You know what I mean? Tell me where you would rather live, where you are or where I am. I'm not even going to say it. Don't move where I am. I mean, there's not much diversity here. There's not much to do. My days where I am specifically, it consists of going to work and coming home and staying home. The things to do here is you could go to the bar, you could go out to eat, and I don't eat out because I trust myself cooking my own food. I don't drink. Every once in a while I might, but I don't drink. I'm not a drinker, so the bars aren't my scene. I don't really like go to bars and pick women up, so what am I going to go to a bar to do? The music is so loud in the bar, you can't talk to nobody, you can't meet nobody, and I'm not talking about women, just people in general. You can't really have a conversation, so if I go out and I'm congregating, I want to get to know people, you know what I'm saying? So there's not a whole lot to do where I am. But it all depends on, like I said, your situation and you know, and your ethnicity and all that stuff, where you would rather live. Yeah. Unless you're stuck where you are, you know what I mean? All right, but I'm gonna leave a link in the description for this video. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm putting out more videos or when I'm reacting to most videos. And hey, in the meantime and thing, y'all take care of each other, all right? Cool runnings.